Why is it difficult to solve the problem of vision? Seeing things with our eyes is something humans can easily do without thinking too much about it. When you wake up and look around, you can easily comprehend or grasp things. Vision is a complex process, but we don't fully understand it. The majority of it is done knowingly. It's difficult for us to understand why it's so challenging. Issue for the computer. I am trying to figure out how to create computers. Look at and comprehend what we see in the world around us. If I am looking at this big redwood tree, I am not only observing this tree, I'm seeing it from a different perspective, based on what I've witnessed in the past. How can we teach computers to be able to see things? Many things happening right now. Computer vision systems are technologies that enable computers to interpret and understand visual information like images and videos. Simpler format. Few important words. This can be quite restrictive. A picture is very important because it can say a lot without using words. The area of computer vision today is going through a major change. We worked very hard for a long time, and we didn't have much to show for all of it. Simpler than expected. Much more fascinating and thrilling than anyone could have imagined. The history of computer vision is the study of how machines have learned to understand and interpret visual information. When individuals began to examine, artificial intelligence is the ability of machines or computer systems to think, learn, and perform tasks that would typically require human intelligence. In the 1960s, people at MIT discovered that seeing was important, should be included as a fundamental element in the narrative of a robot. The robot has cameras, and it will use them to understand what is happening around it, do things and perform actions. The idea behind this important aim of creating an AI robot was to have a clear vision for what it should be able to achieve. Thought of as something to do during the summer, the concept was that if, in easier terms, you use your intelligence to write something, a sufficient set of steps to solve a problem, you will show the computer how to look at things, realize the true magnitude of the situation, understand. What the computer requires is to be connected, using past experiences to understand and make sense of current information. Alexei has an exceptional ability in the field of science. One special thing that I was really good at when I was young. The simple version of the text would be, I have poor eyesight. Many people I talk to every day don't know that I can't see well. I can do it. To make up for having a good ability to remember things that we see with our eyes, I can recall many things without actually seeing them. In a way, my brain makes up a lot of the things that are not there. That was really important to me at the beginning, to understand how important it is to have a lot of visual data, participating in this business of observing and comprehending. That means we don't notice. When we use our eyes, we are not just seeing with them, but also using our memory. The design or arrangement. For instance, the redwood tree has a rough outer layer called bark. How something appears is determined by many factors. The genetic information of the tree. We there write the text as it is not provided. Please provide the text you would like to have rewritten. Basically, write down the exact formula that represents it. But it can be done to take a record. There are many different examples of trees and various ways they can grow. We can use bark to make models. What this bark could appear similar to. Large-scale data plays a significant role. Information is. Machine learning is very important for the general concept of machines and how they learn, and especially the field of computer vision. Everyone is very enthusiastic about algorithms, and actually, the data is doing most of the important work. One way to understand the work my lab is doing is by providing information. Give it the recognition it should get. In our lab, we study things and do experiments. The Berkeley Artificial Intelligence Lab works on computer vision technology. We do a lot of different activities related to pictures or images, understanding scenes and generating images. Rewrite this text by making changes and corrections. Basically, studying and creating representations of the things we see with our eyes. By making something new or changing it, our work is finally starting to have an impact in the real world. Self-driving cars are cars that operate using computer programs. Adobe Photoshop, which is similar to Adobe Photoshop, like Adobe Photoshop. Computational photography is when computers and technology are used to improve and enhance the pictures we take. Google and Apple's newest smartphones have a lot of computer vision. There are two main. Modern ways of thinking and approaching problems in the field of computer vision. The problems with supervised learning. This is a description of something or someone who is old and well known. The way we learn is through supervision. It means you receive a large number of pictures. For instance, someone might make a video, and then someone will go and mark or describe each image. What can you see in that picture? Supervision can sometimes add more bias. It is sourced from the labels. And currently, you have many of these pictures with labels. The neural network is a computer system that is designed to mimic the way the human brain works. It is made up of interconnected nodes, or artificial neurons, that are organized in layers. These nodes send and receive information, allowing the network to learn and make decisions based on the data it receives. The neural network is used in various applications, such as image recognition, natural language processing, and many other areas of artificial intelligence. Is going to attempt to learn the connection. Different picture, there is a relationship. Some of the labels are not very useful or important. Self-supervised learning is a way for a machine or computer to learn without the need for human instruction or labeling of the data. It involves the machine finding patterns and information within the data itself, rather than relying on predetermined labels or training data. This allows the machine to autonomously learn and improve its understanding of the data over time. In our lab, we do activities. We want to create models that don't need someone to help with understanding language. The world is seen through the basic information. Just like animals, we can learn and know about the world. So, let's say we can have a picture. Make some empty spaces in the picture and let the computer complete them. These openings. Or we can make a guess about what will happen in a video. You remove the labels and therefore eliminate much of the prejudice that exists included in those labels. Test time training refers to a process in which a machine learning model is further trained or adjusted during the testing phase. Struggling with lately is the concept of time management. It can be difficult for me to prioritize tasks and make efficient use of my time. Pausing to ponder. We, living beings, are constantly experiencing the world. We are constantly going through life, adapting to constantly learning and improving. For instance, you take an airplane trip. Imagine going to an airport that you have never visited before, and still, you can find your way around that airport even if it seems to be very different from airports you're familiar with. This problem is worse for computers because they are not as capable. To make it simpler, to generalize means to form general conclusions or statements based on specific examples or information. In many computer programs that can learn, we have a set of data that does not change. It could be a massive collection of data, like billions of pictures. We allow the computer to learn from all the information in this collection of data, and then, that model stops working and cannot change anymore. It's repaired. We leave our comfort zone and we can only wish we are doing a good job with this information. We are currently working on is the development of a mobile application. What we have been doing in our lab is called test time training. Situation or problem, we should try to think creatively and come up with fresh solutions. A piece of information like a new picture. We use that picture to apply our model. It is constantly being updated. When the surroundings change, the model also changes. I hope things will get better. So, for instance, in the case of cars that can drive themselves, many self-driving cars are located in California. Doesn't usually get much snow, almost never. And then they travel to Minnesota. We need a way to make the car change or adjust in some way. The future of computer vision is a technology that allows computers to understand and interpret images and videos. It is a field of study in which machines learn to see and perceive the world like humans do. In the coming years, computer vision is expected to play a vital role in various industries, such as healthcare, transportation, and entertainment. It has the potential to revolutionize how we interact with technology and enhance our daily lives. Currently in our industry, we are constantly discovering new information. I find the new text generative models like ChatGPT very interesting and thrilling. Done. Been shocked or caught off guard. However, I was still very shocked how well those algorithms performed. Once you provide them with a sufficient amount of information, a very large amount of information, these skills can make you feel like you have magical abilities to understand things in a broad way and make comparisons between different things. Many of my students have become interested in Robotics and computer vision are related fields that involve machines and computers being able to see and understand the world. They are discussing how the data and the algorithm work together and attempting to understand what is going on internally. It's like studying the brain using a computer. I hope that it might help us understand better. Rewrite? Understand how living organisms perceive the world around them. I believe the thing that makes me most proud is been accomplished. Creating the future. I have had really amazing students who are doing their advanced studies and researchers after completing their PhD. I think this is the most important thing I have done in science.